welcome to my 34-week pregnancy update. So today I'm filming on Sunday, so today I'm 34 weeks and 4 days, right? Yeah, I'm 35 weeks on Wednesday. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I'm 35 weeks on Wednesday, so it's really starting to come towards the end now and it's going really quickly. So just anyone that has just found my channel, my name's Sally. I'm, as I say, 34 weeks pregnant with my second baby. I have a 2-year-old daughter who is 2 years and 3 months. She was 2 in April, so the age gap between the two is going to be 2 years and 4 months roughly. We don't know what we're having. We don't know if it's a boy or girl. So in terms of this week, we've had quite a lot of really good weather over the last couple of weeks, but it's been very, very humid, and we've had a couple of crazy hot days here in the UK, so that's made it really tough. Sleeping has been awful, so I haven't been sleeping very well at all. So I do have these terrible bags going on at the moment. Apologies for the filming setup. My camera's broken, so I'm using my iPhone at the moment, so it's not ideal, but it is what it is. I've made some notes this week because I've got quite a lot of stuff. So basically, a lot of the symptoms are the same. Like I'm still getting rhinitis at night time a lot, although that has been a bit less actually over the last couple of weeks. I've sort of felt that kind of gradually easing off, to be honest. I think that might be over now, hopefully. One thing with the heat that has been horrible is my thighs have been rubbing together, like so gross. Every time I go out or do anything, my thighs are just literally rubbing and sweating together, and it's just, yeah, it's yuck. And I'm sure that will just carry on now until the end, because I've just got to that point where I just feel really raw. And obviously we're in the summer, so it's still humid even when it's not really, really hot. I've been struggling with the temperature generally anyway, and as I say, finding it really difficult to sleep, very difficult to get comfy, even using my pregnancy pillow, which is really good. The one I've got this time is like a sausage shape, really long one, and then it kind of has just an empty sort of pillowcasey bit in the middle, and then like a small bit on the other side, so you can kind of sit up in it and wrap it across you for breastfeeding. So it's great as a nursing pillow, but when you're sleeping you can kind of have it under your pillow, as in below your pillow, and then you basically just, if you're sleeping on your left, you just have the sausage bit and you kind of wrap it around you, and I've really, really liked that. It's been much better than one of the sort of half moon shaped ones which I had last time. I didn't really like that, but I'm finding it hard even with that because I'm so hot. I just don't really want to have it in bed with me. The baby is kicking my bladder all the time and it's driving me nuts. I literally feel like I need to pee all the time, and obviously I go to the bathroom, I don't always need to, but it's kicking in. It's that feeling is just so weird of it kicking internally, like into your bladder. It seems to be its new favourite thing to do, and that's been quite uncomfortable. So that's been going on a lot over the last few days. Very active at the moment. The baby's really, really active, like loads more kicking than normal all through the day. Before I had a bit of a pattern where I could tell when it was, like, it would usually get a lot more active towards later in the day, in the evening. It's quite nocturnal. And then after I'd eaten or had any, like a big meal, I'd always get kicked quite a lot. At the moment it's just constant. I'm definitely struggling later in the day, just generally, with tiredness, with feeling uncomfortable, walking about, because I'm still suffering with SPD, which is symphysis pubis dysfunction, which is basically where it feels like your pelvis is separating, like in between your upper thighs, when you stretch your legs out, like if you're bending over or like getting out of bed, for example. We've got quite a high bed, so I have to like really stretch my legs, and that it feels like everything's disconnecting, which is a really horrible feeling. It's not, I wouldn't say it was pain, but it's not pleasant, and you feel it clicking. And I've been to the midwife about it. I spoke to the midwife when I had my 29-week appointment, I think it was, or 28-week appointment, and they said I could have physio, but the wait would have been a few weeks, and I just thought I might as well just ride it out because I haven't got long to go. So I've just kind of put up with it, and it has actually not been as bad. It's kind of been on and off. The last few days though, I've definitely been feeling it more. but my feet and my ankles are so swollen, like literally. My ankle on my right foot, because I had an accident years and years ago on a moped when I was travelling, and I had quite a lot of damage to that foot, and I had to have skin grafts and all sorts of things, and my foot's never really healed properly, and it's kind of it fractured, and they didn't realise I'd had a fracture, so it healed kind of quite offset. And ever since then, it's been a weak ankle as well, and it's the first leg that swells. It's always my right, and it's literally, it just balloons up. I can't see my ankles. You can push your finger in and it just stays in. It's really horrible. So that's been really bad, and I think the heat has not helped at all. At least I can wear flip-flops, because in my first pregnancy it was like winter and spring, so I couldn't really wear flip-flops, and it was still quite wet as well. But it's making it really difficult for me to get out and about later in the day, because by lunchtime my feet are totally swollen. So I'm trying to do more things in the morning. Like if I'm going out with my daughter, we try and make sure that we do things in the morning, and then at least in the afternoon I can kind of sit down more, or at least not be like walking about a lot. I said about the baby being very active. You can actually see now. I managed to film myself, my tummy properly for the first time at that moment when it was happening, which was really cool for my husband to see, because he always seems to miss it when the baby's being really, really active. And you can literally see like a foot and a fist coming out, and then my stomach kind of rippling and it moving. It's crazy. That's really nice to have. My belly button is a complete outie now. It's popped right out, but I still don't have the linea nigra, the line at the top of my bump, which I did have last time. I think I had it at this gestation. But yeah, that hasn't appeared yet, so I don't know whether I might not have one this time round, or whether you always get them. I'm not sure. The acid reflux is better, so I'm not feeling as sicky after eating. But I've been taking Rennie as and when I've needed it. But that's definitely this week, that has not been as bad at all. I feel like my bump has really changed as well. Like in the last week, the shape of it, it's less round and it kind of protrudes out more. And I definitely feel like the baby is much lower. It's sitting lower. It feels, there's more pressure on my pelvis and my groin area. I can feel it pushing down. So hopefully that's a good sign. Constipation has been better, because I've suffered with that pretty much the whole way through this pregnancy. This has been the worst of the two, definitely, with that. And I've been taking some stuff that I was given by the doctor, which has really helped. I'm also having prunes every day. I have a handful of prunes every morning, and that's been really good, because I tried most of the kind of over-the-counter suggested things, and it didn't really do anything. But that has definitely been a bit better, I'd say maybe over the last, maybe even 2 weeks. Still really, really just bloated and gassy though, and like a lot of trapped gas this week. I think just where I'm eating probably too much in one go still, and then there's nowhere for it to go, so you just end up really, really bloated with trapped gas. I need to reduce my portion sizes, and I need to eat little and often. I haven't been very good at doing that. I'm still kind of trying to eat more than like my stomach can take. Craving sugar, this has been a constant throughout this pregnancy, but it just hasn't gone away. Like I desperately want sugary things, and I'm not actually a real sweet tooth. I prefer things like crisps and dips. I love sweets, but I've never really been a chocolates and cakes and biscuits kind of person, and I never used to touch soft fizzy drinks. For a long time I hadn't had a Coke for like a couple of years, I think, even, and I literally see a bottle of Coke Zero and I'm just like, oh, I want that so bad. So I've been drinking more Coke than, well, I've been drinking Coke, which I never used to, but I've been drinking probably more than I should be. Ice creams and lollies as well. Oh, I think just because of this weather, I've been having ice cream every day. But I've been trying to do like some baking at home with my little girl, because she's really loving baking with me. And I'm not much of a baker, but I'm trying to get into it, because it's something I really, really want us to do together as she gets older as well. So I've been trying to make sweet treats at home that at least I can make them slightly less unhealthy, or at least control how much sugar's going in, and maybe substitute part sugar for honey. So we've been doing like cookies and muffins and things like that. So that's been helping with my cravings. And making smoothies as well. We've been making a lot of smoothies. so I can kind of get a bit of a sweet fix from that, because I can put like vanilla yogurt in and stuff like that. And Layla Rose is really enjoying having a smoothie every day as well. I've mentioned already about tiredness, but I literally get to about 3 o'clock in the afternoon and it just hits me like a wave. And with an active 2-year-old, because I am a full-time mum, and it's summer holidays, so she goes to a nursery that's like a preschool, but she just does one morning at the moment. She starts 2 in the autumn term, so at the moment she's off nursery for the rest of the summer. So the last few weeks of my pregnancy, she's with me the whole time. And I do have my mum as well who comes and helps, but for the most part it's just us. So when I get to 3 o'clock, especially if we're at home, I'm just like wiped out. I need to keep active, I need to do things, because if I sit down on the sofa with her, I really struggle to keep my eyes open. And I feel like that's probably just going to carry on, or maybe even get worse, like up until the very end. I've got a midwife appointment coming up in a few days. I think this is an overdue one from like 30 weeks or 29 weeks. But I'm going to discuss having a sweep with the midwife, because where I've chosen to have the baby, I had a choice of a couple of hospitals here, and because we've recently moved, like we don't know the hospitals. Where we used to live, when I had Layla Rose, you had your sweep at your doctor's with a midwife, and that was nice and easy and convenient. But the hospital I'm having the baby at, they want me to go to the hospital to have a sweep, which is just going to be really difficult, really inconvenient. So I'm going to try and see whether there's any way that they can let me do it locally. I don't drive, so it's just a pain when I've got a toddler as well, and I'll have to get either one of our mums or something to come and help me out. And with a sweep, like, you tend to have it between 39 and 40 weeks. So I'm going to be very pregnant, and I just don't want to have to trek to the hospital unnecessarily. So hopefully they'll let me do that. I think that's kind of everything in terms of where I am at this stage. I'll do a quick shot of my bump at the end. But yeah, so thanks for watching. Please do subscribe and hit the notification bell ready for my next update, which will be at 36 weeks. Started getting the nursery ready. I might start like sorting out my hospital bag and stuff, so I'm probably going to do a video on that at some point in the next week or two. I feel like I need to start getting things ready. As I hit 35 weeks, it feels like I'm coming into the last straight, so I need to be prepared. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I will see you again in my next video.